Be warned, the following review may contain spoilers, bad haircut, even worse fashion sense, and a backdrop that's absolutely inexcusable. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to The Horror Snob. My name is Michael James. I am The Horror Snob, and this scene behind me, this is what happens when you decide to go upstairs rather than out the front door. Stop doing it. Stop going up the stairs. What the hell is up the stairs? I don't understand. I will never understand. Today on Fresh Frights, we're talking about Crawl, a recent addition streaming. It's available on a few different platforms. Amazon Prime has it. I know Hulu has it. You'll be able to find this movie pretty easily. And if you haven't watched it already, it reminds me a lot of a movie we've already talked about in our Final Girl Friday from a week ago, the Blake Lively-led The Shallows. Before we get too far into that comparison and talking about Crawl today, take a moment, hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it. Stay up to date with these reviews, with what we've already put out, and so many more that are going to be coming out. As for Crawl, the movie takes place in Florida in the middle of a massive Category 5 hurricane. And there's two people, a man and his daughter, fighting for their life in the crawl space under the floorboards. Thus the name Crawl. Now what they're fighting for their life against is a couple alligators that, because of the storm, have just randomly washed up into this basement type area. The movie really follows the struggle of these two characters, portrayed by Barry Pepper and Kaya Scodelario, trying to survive these alligators and just get the hell out of there before they either get killed by the gators or washed up in the storm. As for our two actors, our two leads, Scodelario and Pepper, both do a pretty solid job. They're very familiar with each other. They've worked together before in the Maze Runner movies, so you can see that there was a relationship easily developed on film between the two of them. It's the way it should be. It has to set the tone for the human factor in this movie, because otherwise you just got gators chomping on people's legs all day long. And yeah, 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes of that is fun, but after an hour and a half, you're kind of bored. There needs to be a human element, a story behind the physical story, the visual story we're watching. The movie is directed by Alexandre Aja, a French writer, director, a guy we in the horror genre are very familiar with. Dude's big breakout was a French horror film by the name of High Tension. From there, he's done everything from the remakes of The Hills Have Eyes and Piranha 3D, and he just keeps churning out solid horror films, and this is another one. As for the comparison to The Shallows, part of it is that limited cast thing, and the fact that you're facing a creature that actually exists in real life. For The Shallows, it was Blake Lively facing a shark. We talked about her last week as our Final Girl Friday selection for the week. This week, it's Kaya Scodelario and her father, played by Barry Pepper, facing off against gators. And in a much different way, where The Shallows was big, bright, very colorful, and beautiful in its landscape and the use of colorization in its photography, Crawl is also a beautiful film, but in a different way. It's beautiful in its grime, in its dirtiness, and in the desperation to try and get the hell out of there before this hurricane just sucks up everything in its path. It's a gorgeous film. Well shot, well photographed, well directed, and well acted. For me, The Shallows was a flawless film, A+, 5 stars all the way across the board. I don't know that Crawl quite gets there. The Shallows from top to bottom is entirely a believable, realistic film. Something you could foresee happening. There isn't a shark that's 20 times the size it's supposed to be. It's not smarter than any human, right? It's just a shark acting the way sharks do. In this movie, Crawl, the alligators do the same thing. But where you lose a little bit of that believability, where you lose a little bit of that reality, are in some of the moments of injury, where major injuries occur and the characters who suffer these injuries, they're hurting in the moment. But as they progress forward, the injuries seem to get forgotten about. as if they weren't as bad as what they actually were. It diminishes the value of those injuries. It diminishes the reality of them, takes away from the film a little bit. Crawl, for me, again, a very solid film. I give it a B+. Good acting, good directing, good landscape, good photography. Check it out. Available, like I said, multiple places. Amazon Prime has it. Hulu has it. You're going to find it with some ease no matter who you stream movies through. That's it for me today. Again, take a moment, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to stay up to date with all the releases coming out. More this week. We're going to be talking about the Bird Box and our Final Gold Friday selection for the week. Stay tuned. Again, my name is Michael James. I am the Horror Snob. I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.